How did you find out money changes people? My mom called with an urgent idea about protecting my wealth. I had just recently started dating this girl, Amber, 6 months after selling my business for $10 million, and she was worried. She showed up at my apartment the next morning with her tablet already open to an article about Hakimi from PSG. His mother manages all his money, and that's how he kept everything through his divorce. Over the next few days, she sent me article after article. Footballers who lost millions to ex-wives, athletes whose mothers protected their fortunes. She had done her research, and honestly, it made sense. My dad had left us with nothing when I was 12, and my mom raised me alone while working 2 jobs. She kept saying she protected me for 28 years, and she'd protect my money too. The whole thing had to stay secret from Amber, though. She would say how money changes people, even sweet girls, and she would say this while squeezing my hand like she used to when I was scared as a kid. Looking back, there were signs I missed. My mom asked for every detail about the sale of my company. She wanted to know about earnouts and stock options and tax implications, things she'd never cared about before. When I mentioned I was thinking about proposing, she got this weird look on her face before quickly smiling and saying Amber was lucky. The lawyers drew up all the papers, and within a month, everything was in my mom's name. She sent me these professional investment reports every month showing how the money was growing. The reports looked legit, but something felt off about how excited she was to show them to me. She'd never been interested in investing before. When I proposed to Amber 6 months later, my mom hugged me tight and whispered, "Good thing we have our arrangement." The way she said it sent a chill down my spine, but I pushed the feeling away. The wedding was beautiful. My mom cried during the ceremony and gave this speech about how she'd always protect her baby boy. 3 months later, I came home to divorce papers on the kitchen counter. I believe my mom was right. Amber's lawyer knew exactly what I didn't have. The house and cars were in my name, so she got those. The divorce went through so fast, I barely had time to process what was happening. When the papers were finalized, I called my mom immediately. "I need my money back now," I told her. "Oh, honey, the lawyers say we should wait until everything settles," she said. Her voice sounded different, distant, like she was reading from a script. "Mom, I need it now. I have nothing, Zrania." She replied with, "Why are you being so pushy? Don't you trust your mother?" I hung up feeling sick. An hour later, my phone buzzed with a text from my mom. 60% secured. Can't believe he actually thought I was protecting him. Let's celebrate tomorrow." My hands went numb. I stared at the screen for probably 5 minutes before I realized what happened. She'd sent it to the wrong person. She'd meant to send it to Amber. I drove to her house doing 90 on the freeway. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely grip the steering wheel. Amber's BMW was in the driveway. They were sitting at the kitchen table with champagne glasses when I burst through the door. Both of them froze. My mom's face went from confused to horrified as she realized what she'd done. "Baby, I can explain," she started. "Explain what? How you and my wife planned this for 2 years? How you stole everything from me?" Amber just smirked and took another sip of champagne. She didn't even have the decency to look guilty. "How could you do this?" My voice cracked. My mom stood up and smoothed her blouse like she was about to give a presentation. The motherly act was completely gone now. "It's just business, sweetie. She offered me 40%. You never would have given me that." Crying, I told her, "I would have given you anything. You were my mom." She laughed. "Were?" She laughed again. "I'm still your mother, and this is what mothers do. They survive." Amber walked past me toward the door. She stopped and blew me a kiss. "Thanks for the 10 million, babe. I spent 3 months sleeping in my car and working warehouse jobs while coding a new startup in coffee shops during breaks. By the end of the year, my new company was valued at $2.5 million, and my mom was posting online about how she taught me everything I knew about business. About 6 months later, she met Robert. He was charming and ran a hedge fund. He needed her to invest so he could double her money in 3 months. She gave him everything, all of it. He didn't disappear to Mexico like I thought he would. He just stopped taking her calls, and when she went to his office, the building was empty. The SEC had been investigating him for years. Just like that, the money she had stolen from me was stolen from her. She showed up at my house last week. I watched her through the security camera walking up my driveway. She looked 20 years older. Her clothes were wrinkled and her Mercedes was gone. She was driving some beat-up Toyota. She stood at my door and said she was still my mother, that she protected me once, and family helps family. I asked her when she ever protected me. She said she made mistakes, but being my mother had to count for something. I looked at her standing there. The woman who taught me to tie my shoes and check for monsters under my bed. The same woman who'd plotted against me with my ex-wife for 2 years, who'd taken everything and called it business. I told her no, it didn't count for anything. I felt sick looking at her. I closed the door gently and listened to her sob on the other side. She stayed there for an hour. That's when I learned people can take your money, but never what you know.